Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Victorian Cowboy, and welcome back to the Time of Contempt Book Club. Yes, we are discussing the second novel in the Witcher franchise by Andrzej Sapkowski. We are discussing Chapter 6 today, and, well, I really enjoyed this chapter. I don't feel there's quite as much to discuss. So this chapter starts with Ciri waking up in the desert after having taken the portal from Tor Lara, the Tower of Gulls, and essentially it's us seeing her use all her skills to try and survive, to the point where she has to use her skills to find water, and we get to see her using everything she's learned from Geralt and from Yennefer. And eventually she finds a companion, she finds a unicorn. Well, the unicorn finds her and helps her survive. So it's really interesting to see these two characters who are both lost, trying to find their way in this inhospitable environment, with the bugs and the snakes and the giant lizards and the mice. And in turn we get to see them fight this venomous creature that burrows in the sand and essentially is like a land shark of sorts. So I quite enjoyed seeing this, and seeing Ciri just survive with what little she had left with her. It was also really cool to see her start thinking about magic and using it. Unfortunately, at the end of the chapter, in order to save the unicorn, she realized, she ends up trying to harness power from the fire, and in turn, the reason that Yennefer had told her not to do that is that fire is far too powerful, and it's the manifestation of all the hate of Folka, who, one of the first sorceresses, was burned at the stake. And that hatred causes Ciri to give up the power. In turn, it keeps her from dying to the other unicorns that have come to save the foal. But she loses all the power, like she no longer has magical powers, and ends getting picked up by a knight from Nilfgaard with the bird of prey wings on his helmet. So she's almost entirely defeated at the end of this. Despite having made it out of the wilderness, she no longer has any sort of supernatural powers. She just has her witch's skills left. But she's completely apathetic and defeated by this experience. So I'm not entirely certain where it's going to end up going. But watching her struggle and make her way through this wilderness, I felt really showcased some, like, her determination and driving spirit, and helped us see her character growth. Because as a character, she did not, for me, she was just a whiny kid, especially in the Blood of Elves. And now we're seeing her grow and use her abilities and have to stand on her own. So her headstrong ways are not as problematic as they were before for me, because she's standing on her own and it's not whining about needing Geralt and needing to find somebody else, or whining about learning. She's realizing just how important what she's learned is. So I quite enjoyed this. We've got one more chapter left after this, but please let us know your thoughts on this chapter. Ooh, excuse me. Leave a comment if you enjoyed this series. Give us a like, and please, we've got one more chapter left, Chapter 7. Sapkowski seems to like having 7 chapters in each of his stories. So, that being said, we're going to be wrapping this one up soon and starting on the Baptism of Fire next. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our video. We do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought, and as always, have a good one.